So hello, Nicole, how are you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Groovy. Yeah, Nicole, you're muted.
Right. Okay, now I'm not.
All right. So
Oh,
I know I chatted with you really quick yesterday. So I had an epiphany yesterday, and McCall has informed me that she basically is in a position where she's not the lead generator, although she wants to learn it. So so what I'm thinking about doing, and this I thought about since we chatted, McCall, is I'll work with you on the objections if you want to get better with that, as we discussed. However, can you get one of your buyer's agents, the one that really wants to would like to up their game? Can we get them in place of you to work on the outbound call?
yeah, for sure.
Okay. All right. So
I
here
have
we
one
go.
that's in office that I'll talk to him.
Right. Okay. So let me get my volume up here a minute. All right. So Nicole, do you have your conversations ready? So what I want to do here before we go on and go live with the rest of the gang is I want to see your progress. So you
Okay.
have picked a conversation, you've been practicing it. So what we're evaluating is your, for a lack of a better term, your pickup line. This is the first time you walk up to someone from a guy standpoint and you want to ask somebody out. So first 15 seconds, make a call to McCall. McCall, you don't have to do anything. So just go ahead.
Ring, ring,
Hello,
ring, ring. Hi, I'm looking for McCall.
this is she.
Hi, McCall. This is Nicole. I'm a local real estate agent here on Marco Island, and I noticed that your house came off the market yesterday. I'm calling because I am confident that I can sell your home. And so I would like to set up a time that we can meet so I can show you exactly how I am going to be able to do that for you. I have an opening today at 3, or would 4 be better for you?
All right. So
I'm
let me
looking.
ask you, is that now I think you are using, is that Jackie's?
Yeah, yeah,
And is that exactly how she's written it?
yeah, yeah. Well, I've been watching her. She has a line. She has a
By the
line
way,
in there
is
that's
you're faint on me. Is she faint on your end, McCall? Or is it my audio? All right.
It's your audio.
All right. Never mind. All right. Keep going, Nicole.
so there's a line where she says, I'm just wondering if you're interested in selling. I didn't want to open up a conversation, so she says, or I'd like to set up a time for us to meet so I can show you exactly how I can do that for you. And then she goes right into, I have an opening this afternoon at 3, or would 4 be better? And then I assume the objections are going to come, but you're asking me for the opening line, and that's my opening line.
All right. Do it again.
Okay, ring, ring.
Hello.
McCall. Oh, hey, hi, I'm looking for Denny.
Okay. Would you know that would be me?
I'm looking for Denny. No, somebody else
So
might be answering this call.
yeah, but so for you to use my name, a couple different things, you would have had to do a little bit of research to find that.
Well,
And
wouldn't that
and
been on the listing that when expired? The name is on the listing?
I don't think it's always there. Have you ever looked at an expired MLS listing? Sometimes the owner's name's not there, or it may just
Okay,
be initials.
okay, okay.
So I'm adding a level of polish here. The other thing is, and McCall, you can pipe in here and give me your opinion. Have you earned the right to call me by my first name? McCall, what's your thought?
If it were me, I would say or the address, or say I'm looking for the owner.
Okay,
Because
the,
also what my fear would be for you is that if, say, you hear like a male voice on the other side, using my own name as an example, my name is ambiguous. People assume that I'm a male all the time. What if you make a false assumption and then you've already offended this person before you can even have a conversation with them?
all right, so share your conversation that you've been practicing. So let's go ahead and I'll let you go. Go. You're
Okay.
calling the call.
Ring, ring.
Hello.
Hi, this is McCall with the Mills Group at Keller Williams, and I'm calling about the home for sale at 3124 Northwest 16th Ave. Is this the owner?
It is.
I'm doing a survey of all the for sale by owners in the area, and I was wondering if you might take a minute just to answer some questions for me.
Sure, but you know that I'm not interested in a real estate agent. I'm selling the house on my own.
Yeah, sure, no problem. I just want to do a survey.
All right, now
If
let
you
me
sold
stop
this-
you right there. All right, hang on just a second. So when you said that, you paused. Were you waiting for her? Because what I want you to do when you pause, she's going to think it's time for her to speak, and now she's going to think, "Well, hey, look, I'm not interested. I don't want to." Would you not want to go right into? Look, it'll only take 1 minute. The first question is, would you not want to go right into it?
I should go right into it, and that's how the script is written. The script is written, I'm doing a survey for all for sale by owners in the area, and I was wondering, and then it immediately leads into the questions. And I'm sure that's intentional. So it should be, I'm doing a survey of all for sale by owners in the area, and I was wondering, if you sold this home, where would you go next?
Okay.
So I think
and
it
then-
intentionally leaves out the opportunity for the other person to answer.
And you're electing to put that opportunity in versus following the script.
Yes.
Hey, look, I don't have a problem with that.
No,
I mean,
it's a
you
good
can
question.
adapt.
It's a good question. Yeah.
All right.
Mhm.
So, Nicole, go
Yes.
again. Let me hear your. See, when you guys go and when we do this, I guess next week, I'll give you plenty of notice. I want you to do it more than once. I want your delivery to be that accurate. It's the same, no variation, no ums. So, Nicole, go.
Ring, ring.
Hello.
Hi, is this the owner of 167 Main Street?
It is. Who's calling?
Hi, my name is Nicole, and I'm a local realtor here on Marco Island. And I noticed that your home had come off the market this morning, and I'm calling because I am confident that I can sell your home. So what I'd like to do is set up a time for us to meet so I can show you exactly how I can do that for you. I do have an opening this afternoon at 3, or if 4 would be better for you.
All right, Nicole, your feedback on that, please.
I
I
am
mean,
Nicole.
not Nicole. I'm sorry, McCall.
Yeah. You were much more confident that time. And I don't think I heard an in there. The first time you inserted an you hesitated on yourself. So the second time you were more confident. And you're
All right.
doing a good job inserting the times. Is that a part of your script where it tells you to insert what options you're giving them?
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Yep, just go for the close.
Okay,
Mhm.
and have you recorded yourself yet? What you want to do is record yourself because on that particular one, you ended with you asked a closing question at the end and ended with an upswing. Do you know what that is?
An answer to a question, an upswing,
Well,
you know?
yeah, rather than being in embedded command, your upswing is not as commanding. It's a little bit more tentative.
Okay.
So if that's Jackie's and you want to do that, then you haven't tried it yet, though, right?
No.
Okay. When will you try it?
When I'm done with this experiment.
Right. So that'll be the next thing. So I'm going to give you one more shot at it. I'm not going to let anybody in the room here for another minute. All right, one more time. And I had my phone in the other room. So do you have your phone there, McCall? You could time it,
Yes.
or you on? Yeah, put on your stopwatch and let's see how long is this. Ready?
Ready?
Go.
Okay. Ring, ring.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi, I'm looking for the owner of 123 Main Street.
Yeah, who's this?
Hi, my name is Nicole, and I am a local real estate agent here on Marco Island. I noticed that your home came off the market this morning, and I'm calling because I am confident that I can sell your home, and I'd like to set up a time for us to meet so I can show you exactly how I can do that for you. I have an opening this afternoon at 3, or would 4 be better for you?
Well, I'm not sure I'm gonna list. How long was that time? How long was that opening? McCall?
31 seconds.
Okay, well, if that's the way Jackie is teaching it, and I know she's been successful, I want you to try it. Now, no one's done that before. You're actually going right for the appointment. So I want you to, if I could give you any advice, you might have to, and this is just me. I guess, would you rather come off a little bit too slow and dragging, or if you're going to err, would you rather be slow or fast?
Fast.
It's a little bit slow, like you're reading it, meaning, and I don't know if you are, to have it in front of you and to read it it'll make it sound like you're reading it. That's why I want you to practice it where it's internalized. Does that make sense?
Correct.
Okay. Then one more time for you, McCall, and we'll just give you some feedback because we're gonna move one of your buyer's agents in your role, and we'll work on objections.
Okay. All right. Ring,
Go.
ring.
Hello.
Hi, this is McCall. Am I going now?
Yeah.
Okay. Hi, this is McCall with the Mills Group at Keller Williams, and I'm calling about the home for sale at 3124 Northwest 16th Ave. Is this the owner?
It is.
I'm doing a survey of all for sale by owners in the area. I want to know, if you sold this home, where would you go next?
What kind of survey are you doing?
It's a survey for sale by owners. I want to know more about people that want to sell their home without a realtor.
And why are you doing that? Why are you doing that?
Because I offer a unique service, unlike the average agent in our area. And so I want to know what I can do differently to capture and earn your business.
So you're really trying to get my listing?
Dang it, Denny. You're so good at this.
Well, I think you're going to get
Of
people.
course,
I
I'm
mean,
trying to earn your business.
okay.
Yeah.
So, all right, now you've picked that out for a reason. And will you get with your buyer's agent if you don't want to make the call? Would you get with your buyer's agent and experiment with it? And we'll talk sometime next week. And let me know how it goes. Okay. I'm going to let these people in.
Okay. Sounds good. I specifically chose this one just really quick because I know you got to open your thing. I chose this one compared to a different one because the other one uses the FSBO script of like, if I can net you the same amount of money, even after commissions, you know, would you allow me the opportunity to sell your home? Whereas this one, I felt like put more of the emphasis on the owner and gave them opportunities to talk. And so I just felt like it was possibly a more successful script, but who knows?
Yes. I think there's no magic script or conversation.
Mhm.
A bunch of them will work if they're well practiced.
True. Okay.
So RNA, that's not RNA. You're Susan. So how are you coming up as RNA? You might be
No,
muted.
I
Susan.
think I need to send you an email request so I can get the right link.
Are you on? Okay, that's fine. Send me an email. I'll make sure you get the right one.
Okay, thank you.
So here we go. And if you guys see your name is Sherry, go in there and you can go and click on your little icon and the little hamburger, I think it is, and you could change your name. Welcome, everyone. And I'm Denny Grimes, and welcome to Master Real Estate. We do this every Friday, and you can tell I'm not in my studio. I'm actually at a friend's house and in Mexico, and we're here for a couple days. However, I'm not like the mailman. Nothing's going to keep me away from you guys and our role play practice. So on Fridays, we take basically any conversation you want, and we are going to then drill down on a mastery level. As you know, I do recon with John McLeod. He's also with Keller Williams. We do that every day. And if you don't have that link, you can email me at coachdannygrimes@gmail. And I don't do a lot of teaching on that. I do some. On this one, I do teaching. So I'll share with you some of the thoughts I have about the market and how it should work. So raise your digital hand. We have a couple ladies that were on early. I'm working with them on a couple of different things. And so McCall, I know that you wanted to work on some objections because you're going on a lot of listing appointments, and she's in the state of Florida in Gainesville. McCall, what objection would you like to work on mastering today?
Commission.
All right, on fee. Well, welcome everybody. And so, Nicole, I would like you to be the seller, and you're at the table, and you're going to say, hey, look, your objection is going to be commission. So you ready? And let's see, Susan, can you help me out?
Sure,
Could you get-
absolutely.
Could you get your timer? My phone's inside, and set a timer for 3 minutes, please.
Absolutely.
All right, here we go. You're at the table, and go, McCall.
Hi, Nicole. How are you?
I'm fine, McCall. How are you doing today?
Well, you're
Great,
you're
thank
probably
you.
past it. You've given a listing presentation, and let me just start it for you because you're new on doing this. Are you ready to move forward, Nicole? And you say,
Well, honestly, I would rather us discuss the rate of commission that we're going to agree to before we move forward.
Totally understand. What is your first concern? What's your question about commissions?
I believe that everything is negotiable, and so is the rate of commission. So I would rather not go with 6%. If you would agree to just lower that, we could probably move forward.
all right, I'm going to
Okay.
pause you. Don't lose your train of thought. Now, these young ladies are new on Recon, are on the master call, and I don't have my slide behind me. I don't know if Louise is on, but you might, or maybe Dr. Lauren can put in the chat the model. What we want to make sure we do before you handle the objection, McCall, is the model is acknowledge, I understand, which is the best
Mhm.
thing. Then other
Mhm.
than that, what you want to do, everyone, is isolate. So other than that, is there any other reason that would keep us from doing business today? And then in reality, they may have more than one objection. However, in our 3-minute time frame, we're going to just assume that's it. All right. So this is the first time doing it, I'm going to give you, Susan, if you'll start over again, I want you to follow that model, because I want everyone to hear that's not used to it, and then go into the fee conversation.
All right. I'm starting over again.
Yep. So are you ready to move forward, Nicole?
Actually, I would be. The only thing I have an issue with is the commission rate.
I understand that. Is there any other reason that we would not move forward and do business together?
No, I think
Just
you're a
to
lovely
Remember,
person.
this is mastery. I know some people get aggravated. Don't be aggravated. When you ask, is there any other reason? That's almost like that you're expecting another reason. I think a better way of saying it, other than that, just say other than that. I think that's a better way, meaning that there may not be anything, or there may be. So try that on, McCall, and I won't interrupt you again. Maybe.
Okay. Other than that, would we be able to do business together?
Yep.
Today.
Yes, I would
Today.
not have a problem signing an agreement today, but yeah, I would prefer not to go with 6% if you would, if you could understand that, and I'd
Okay.
appreciate that.
So I always like to clarify that sellers pay commissions on sales. For our team, we ask for a 3% listing commission, and how you choose to pay the buyer's agent is your choice as the seller. I strongly encourage you to offer the most competitive commission that you can for a buyer's agent, because it's going to bring forward the most reputable, experienced agents to represent their buyer, and they are going to be excited to come and show your property. As
Okay,
we start
McCall,
to reduce their...
I lied. I said I wasn't going
It's
to interrupt
okay.
you again.
I figured.
All right, so as the people on this call know, what we do is we practice question-based listening enhanced conversations. So you were making a long statement. You were selling yourself. What we want to do is ask questions. So I tell you what, Dr. Lauren, I'm going to ask you to come in, and from that point, and let's work on this a little bit. And one more thing, as we know, full disclosure, there is no set fee. Everyone has their own fee. And as this lawsuit moves forward, we may have to be a little bit more careful how we portray the road you were going down. I just happened to see some information this week. I'm not all in tears over what's going on, but we just have to be careful. So Dr. Lauren, take it question based. You have a commission objection, go.
Okay. I'm gonna go back to other than that, is there any other reason we wouldn't move forward with me today?
No, Lauren, I think you're lovely, and I've interviewed a number of agents, and I would not have a problem giving you my business. But I would
Okay.
rather you just drop the commission by 1 point, and we can move forward today.
Okay. What's important to you about that 1 percentage point?
It's just what I have decided I wanted. And I think the house it looks well, will sell well. I don't think that, I don't know. I think it'd be a win-win for both of us.
Okay. Are you interested in saving money or making money?
Yeah, just pause, write that down, you guys. That is an awesome, when they start going down the commission road, that's a great question. So you probably had a good mentor, Lauren, I'm guessing.
Maybe.
I was their bold coach. So yeah, so are you interested in saving money or making money? All right, Nicole, back to you.
Saving money or making money? You know what? Probably both. I want to make money, and at the same time, I wouldn't mind saving a little bit of money.
Okay.
And again, like I said, having interviewed a number of agents, and they were good. I think that everybody was coming to the table with the great negotiating skills, marketing skills, plans. But I'd like to give you my business, so that's my request.
Listen, I absolutely love that you are, willing to give me your business. If I was able to, sell this home at a higher rate and you're able to net more money, would that be of interest to you?
Do you have a crystal ball that you can do that?
I do not have a crystal ball.
Okay.
However, I went through all of the marketing.
Right.
Obviously the markets and is going to tell us what your house is going to sell for. However, based off of everything that we went through, and obviously you're confident with me, is that something you're willing to move forward with today?
I am, if we can agree to dropping the commission rate by 1 point.
Okay, now I'm going to pause just for a minute because we do question-based listening enhanced conversations. Okay. All right. So we're going to freeze Nicole. The seller can't have this conversation. Everyone's involved in this conversation right now. What did you hear in that last exchange that gives you an area to probe? Remember, our conversations and questions are for us to discover what they're thinking. And I always use this analogy. Imagine this big spaceship lands. It's a big, like, steel ball bearing, like a big pinball. And there's no obvious door. What we have to do is find a way to get it open. What did you hear that would give you some leverage? Share with me what you heard.
Her discussion with other agents. She's already spoken to other agents. She says that they kind of, provided her with what she wanted, but she decided that she wanted to go with me. And I almost went down that route, Denny. I almost went down there.
Okay, good. All right. So that's excellent pickup. Anybody else hear something or find a way to maybe explore? When there is a commission objection and that they've had conversations with other agents. Now, Nicole she said one more thing. She said negotiation skills.
Right.
Now, what's going through my mind is, all right, now wait a minute. Now, she's already interviewed other agents. And she's willing to give me the business if I reduce my fee by 1%. Why didn't she give it to the other agents?
Yep. Right. That would have been one question. Why didn't you give it to them? Also, my other question would be, when you spoke to those other agents, did they start at a specific commission and then drop it? Or do they come, period. I'm not going to ask double questions, right? So that would be the next question that I would ask her.
Okay. And so for everyone involved, this is a great strategy. I'll remember this. If they've talked to another agent and the other agent's offering a lower fee, then Lauren's going to go down this road. And this is major leverage. However, you have to find out first, Did they come in at that fee, meaning that they charge less because that's their model? Or did the seller talk them down? Lauren, have that conversation with me, and so everyone can take some notes. Nicole, I'll let you take a break a minute.
Okay. So Denny, you mentioned you spoke to a bunch of other different agents, and you spoke to a bunch of different agents, and you want a specific commission percentage. When you were speaking with them, did they come in at a certain percentage and then drop their percentage of commission?
Well, I'm going to give you the easier route. Well, they came in very similar to where you are, but however, I asked them if they would be willing to discount it, and they said yes.
Interesting. So do you think if an agent isn't able to effectively negotiate their commission, that they're going to be able to effectively negotiate the best sale price for you?
Now, here is two things. One thing I want you to notice how Lauren said interesting. You see, when you get to a real refined mastery level conversation, even your acknowledgments can be sending a message, like, rather than saying, well, I fully understand. She was like, that's interesting. Like, you're really thinking about jumping off a bridge? I mean, if they said, I'm going to go play in the traffic. Oh, well, I understand completely. No, you don't. So be careful with what you say. So that was very well done. One more thing is that in a mastery level conversation, what I want you to understand is sometimes it's the question before the zinger. For example, now she went right for the zinger.
Mm-hmm.
Now, here's what an example is. So I'll reverse it. So Lauren, so let me ask you: you think one of the attributes you're looking for in your listing agent? Do you want them to be a good negotiator?
Absolutely.
Well, let me now see how I set the question up.
Right. That's yes. Right.
And there's a word for that in chess. It's a German word. It's the move before the big move, and that's what. Slow down a little bit. Remember, if you're taking notes, we can't solve problems they don't know they have. Right. And so when you ask the question first, okay, then you say, well, let me ask you that they just, now again, you do it in a way like this is where Tom Cruise becomes Maverick. I mean, they just gave away a third of their income because you ask them. Now, if they do that, what do you think they're going to do when an offer comes in on your home?
Right.
I mean, this is your chance. I mean, play it up. That is a huge point. Okay, I'm going to switch back. Well, I hadn't really thought of that, Lauren.
Right. Well, oh, Jesus, now I get stuck. Well, let me see, Denny. Yeah, go. Sorry, you go.
No, this. All right. So you guys, how many points of negotiation are involved in the selling of a home? Let's talk in order.
3, right? You have to negotiate. You have to sell it to other agents.
Well, theoretically, you might have to. Your first point of negotiation is with the seller. In discussing now, watch this, not pricing. It's strategic positioning.
Right.
Now, you all know my philosophy on pricing. We'll get into that later. That's one. Number 2 is when an offer comes in, right? You have to negotiate. What's 3 and 4? Lauren, anybody?
The inspection and appraisal.
There you go.
Right.
Inspection report and appraisal. So when you start considering your value proposition, you guys, and this is why I always say, and you guys probably, if you've been on this, you've heard me say this, a great listing agent is free to a seller. That's my mindset. So when you're talking to unassisted seller, for sale by owners, and they're willing to pay a buyer's broker, then in essence, they're attempting to save 2.5%, 3% or whatever. When you consider the 4 points of negotiation and add everything else, and as we say, slice the bologna, we are totally free. So does that help? Is that a different way, McCall, of maybe than you would typically handle a commission objection?
Yes, for sure. Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, good. We'll keep building on that. Who's next? I don't see digital hands. Who's ready to play on a mastery level? Objection or outbound call? I'm sure Susan's dying to do an expired.
Well, I did have a seller that has a tenant occupied in a duplex, and the seller is very nervous. She's like the nervous Nelly with her tenants. So anything the tenants say, I have to walk gingerly with the tenant. So any type of showing, I have to kind of beg for an appointment. So I want to go in how would you approach it or have that dialogue with the seller to say, hey, do you want to keep your property for the fear fact that you're fearful of your tenants, or do you really want to sell it and get rid of everything?
Okay, so let's all right, this is a brain trust here. Let's have a conversation. Number one, sellers and buyers should want to sell or buy more than we want them to. Got that?
Right.
In other words, we don't want to be attached to the outcome, because then we'll come across as pushy or commission breath, etc. Number two, that seller, Susan, must have some level of motivation greater than the fact that she's going to upset her tenant. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So if you want to, can you be that seller? And would anybody like to take a whack at this? And then I'll give you my input when we're done. Anyone taking a whack at this objection or concern of a seller that has a tenant that may be the gatekeeper and prevent you from really selling the duplex?
This is Wayne Walden.
All right. Well,
I can take a stab at that, I guess. We'll try this. Okay.
Right. Susan, you are that seller. Go.
Hey, Lauren, I know that you're looking for appointments, but I don't want to upset the tenants. I really need them, and you have to do whatever you can to get the appointment, but we can't upset my tenants right now.
Okay. I can understand that. Other than these tenants, is there any other issue with getting the house sold?
No, that's not what we want. Do you want the listing, right?
No, I already have the listing.
Okay.
Oh, you have, okay.
All right.
You have the listing, all right, got it.
She has the listing. She's not being able to schedule showings because her tenant's a pain in the butt.
Oh,
Okay.
Oh, now I have a better understanding. Okay, now I got it. Okay. Listen, Susan, I understand that, I understand. Would it be helpful if we put together a open house so that we can get people in at a specific time that works with your tenants and at least get eyes on the property? Would that be helpful?
No, that's impossible. I don't want to do that. I do not want to disrupt them. So just make sure that when you have a buyer that's going to come through, just ask them for a specific time frame. And then I want you to ask for pre-approval before you even show the property to them. I really do not want to disturb these tenants.
I completely understand on the pre-approval. I want to make sure I bring you qualified buyers. That's important.
Well, wait a minute. I'm pushing back on that. Really? No, I'm calling you. I'm an agent. I'm going to show this place, and you're going to ask me to give you a pre-approval for the property. Is that
I've
going to
run
be a
into
little
that
bit of a?
before.
I got it, but is that going to be a stumbling block?
Oh yeah, it definitely will be. Okay, so I got you. I got what you're saying. Okay.
Listen, I want hair like Brad Pitt too, but that doesn't mean I get it. Do
Very
what's best for the seller. Listen, there's a way to there's a key to this.
Mm-hmm. Susan, why have you put this home up for sale?
Now you're going to motivation. Good.
I'm losing money the longer I keep this house, and then secondly, I hate the tenants. They just call me, they complain about everything. They say that it's my responsibility to mow the lawn and take care of the landscaping. Do I need to do that? So I don't want that anymore.
Okay, so you said you're losing money. The tenants are giving you kind of a hard time. How long are you willing to continue to hold this and lose money?
I'm done at 2 o'clock. She can't wait for them?
I can't keep it that long. I really
Yes,
can't
sir.
keep it that long. I really need to sell this house, and I'm relying on you to do it for me.
I've done it too on the
Absolutely.
school.
That is exactly my goal. Here's the thing that we're running into. In order to get the house sold, we have to make sure we get buyers into the property. You'd agree with that, right?
I do, but I don't want to disturb my tenant. I don't want to disrupt them because I really need that rent money.
Okay, I understand. How would have we spoken to the tenants about the time frame that would work for them?
Yeah, well, we gave you the time frame, right? Weekdays between from 4 to 6 o'clock, and then weekends 10 to 4. But any other than that, we cannot have any special showing other than those times.
Okay, and are the tenants going to be present during those time frames, or they're going to be out?
Yeah, I told you that, the tenant is very nervous, Nelly. One of them, they don't like you, and they don't want to be disrupted. So they want to be there. They don't trust
Right.
you.
Well, hang on. All right, so I'm gonna. Now the tenants don't like you. Is that right?
No, it's they just don't want me to disrupt them, basically.
So here's some questions I have for you. Number one,
Mhm.
I'm gonna step in. I'll step in for you, Lauren, just a second. All right.
Yeah.
So do you have a lease with them?
One of them, she has a lease.
All right. So basically, what does the lease say? When is the lease up?
June.
And in the lease, does it say that you have a right to show the home with notice?
Yes.
Okay. And so you could play hardball with them, couldn't you?
So she's very nervous,
play.
Nelly.
Role play.
Okay. You know what, Denny, I gave you everything there is. I'm just very nervous about these. I'd rather not disturb them. I need them right now more than they need me. I need that rent money. I'm losing money as it is.
Okay. So then if they had their way, they would never allow this to be sold, right?
Mhm.
Yeah, but when it comes push to shove, I will, but just do whatever you can.
I got that. So let me ask you this. What if there was a way to get them cooperative with us? So you're losing money. And by the way, if you had let's say you ever had a toothache or known anybody had a toothache? Have you ever had a toothache?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, do you want to get it fixed fast or slow?
Fast.
I hate the dentist, but I don't like toothaches either. So there's a way that we could do this quickly. Number one, have you ever thought about incentivizing the tenants to allow them to allow you to have access, or for us to have access? Have you ever thought about that?
Yeah, I mean, like, when you say incentivizing them, what are you thinking of?
What are they paying in rent?
$2,800.
Okay, and let's say at the end of the month, if they have been cooperative, and we can define what that is, that they get $500 credit off the next month's rent.
Oh, I
Now-
can't do that. I can't do that. I'm always footing the bill right now as it is.
I know you are. However, what if this goes on 6 more months? What if we can sell it inside of 2 or 3 months rather than going 6 months? Is it worth $1,500 to you to get them out and get it sold faster?
Well, Denny, here's the thing. If a true buyer that really wants this property and they see this, they're gonna come in at all sorts of time that we're gonna let them.
So, all right, now there's one more thing, and there's one more thing I want you guys to pick up on, because this conversation is not going much further than that. She's kind of stubborn, right? That's okay. However, there's one thing I know about that home. What do you know about it? And then I want you should be able to pick it up from this conversation. What's the problem? What is the real problem?
She's afraid of a tenant.
She's losing money.
He's losing, right?
She's
The
losing
renters don't
money.
want to move. The
No,
renters don't want to move.
She don't
no.
wanna go.
I'll tell you what the real problem is. It's priced too high.
Because it hasn't been sold already.
Because, for example, how do I know that? Because if you cut the price in half, would there be people lined up outside the door to see the home
Yes.
at any time?
Yes.
Would they be willing to give you a pre-approval letter?
Yes.
Yes, they would babysit your cat if it was half price.
Mhm.
So the issue is it's not competitive enough on the market, and buyers are just, they're not excited about doing it. And so your seller, if you have a great listing, buyers will beat a path to it. In fact, it's worth writing down. There's nothing you can do to stop a well-priced listing from selling. You don't put a sign in New York. Don't put it in MLS. I tell you what, people will find out about it. Am I not telling you the
Yeah.
truth?
Yeah.
And there's nothing you can do to cause a too high a price listing to sell. So your issue is to get that thing more competitive, and then buyers will be more, whatever they have to do, they will do it, and they'll bring a pecan pie to the tenants every time they show it if the price is right. Y'all hear me on that?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I do understand. I hear you loud and clear. So she bought this property 3 years ago at 950. I'm
Yep.
pricing it at 1,010,000. And she thought that mailbox money is really easy. She's not a true landlord. She feels like she's walking on thin ice every time when she speaks to these tenants.
The tenants aren't the
hopefully-
problem.
Yeah, so we dropped, I mean, like, it's 1,010,000 is not that far off. And plus the interest rate that people are
Wait a
getting.
minute, stop. Susan, all that doesn't matter.
Market today.
It doesn't matter.
It looks like she wants to get even, but what is the market price today?
I'm having conversations with a lot more agents right now because the market's not going up like it was. It's not doubling every couple of days. And so people that have bought in the last couple of years aren't seeing big chunks of equity. And they're really having to watch where that sales price is because they don't want to bring money to closing. That's what you're saying. However,
Yeah.
the market is the market.
Right.
All of those things don't matter. Those are decisions she's already made, and she can't change them. The only
But-
thing she can do is sell it or keep it.
So here's the thing, Denny, I think I know how to approach it, but I just don't know, because if I'm gonna approach it, I'm gonna be so direct that she's not a high D or high I, she's really a C. And even if I do gentle with her, it's not gonna come out, doesn't sound very nice.
That's
Because I'm gonna be like, hey, you know what? The market has changed. And if you really want this, if you don't want to sell this out, that means you're gonna end up keeping it. And you're gonna continue to lose more money. Is that where you wanna go? She's not gonna like to deliver my message is gonna be tough and rough.
No, it's not. It's not. It's not going to be tough. Here, this is for everyone. If you care about the folks you're helping, do they benefit if you're honest with them?
Absolutely.
Now, you can have a bedside manner and you can do it, more polished than others. However, listen, how many doctors are in their professions have to give people bad news? And so,
Yeah.
so
I had
anyway,
to
the
have
bottom
a
line
heart
is,
to heart.
go ahead.
I had to have a heart to heart like this, Susan, about a month ago with some of my sellers. They went through a really awful experience back on market. I mean, I could go on forever with the story. I had to get to their emotion of like how they felt about the house, but then also be very direct with them and say, do you actually want to sell this house? What is going to happen if you don't sell it? To get to the root of the pain and acknowledge that, okay, I know you don't want to get rid of this house, but you're risking foreclosure if we stay on the market. So we have to work together to move forward. Sometimes you've got to be lovingly direct in order to get what you need to help her sell it.
Good point. So yes, and we're going to have to get better at having those conversations, particularly if, and I don't know what's going on in your market, but if the market is kind of like maybe trending down a little bit, listen, you know what that means, don't you? If the market is trending down, every morning they wake up, their home is worth less. So if that's the case, you want a strategy to sell slow or sell fast? I think selling fast is better, and she's losing money every day. So I encourage you to have a direct conversation. Come from Karen Candor, and she'll make the decision. However, you may not have any control over the decision, but you have to be honest with her. So who's next?
Thank you for that.
Hey, Coach.
Yeah, Jay.
So something similar. I have a listing appointment with an expired today.
Yep.
And so they bought a home about less than 2 years ago for 600K. This is a condo And the market, they've been expired for like 660. They were there. They refused an offer 650. So I spoke to them a couple of times, and now I got an appointment today. So the basic logic, the seller is like, I want to get even with my purchase price and commission on top of that. So I'm kind of thinking out loud for this listing appointment today. Pretty similar to what we had out here. So just how do I prepare myself for a similar conversation, you know?
All right, Jay, can you be that seller? And who would like to take that? Question based, meeting with an expired.
I'll do it, Jay.
Okay.
Who's that?
Susan will.
Susan, okay.
Susan, are you going to be direct?
I'll try. I'll try to be
All right.
kind.
All right, so if somebody has a stopwatch, maybe Lauren, you can time this, or Louise, I think you're on. So yeah, time it,
I
3
got it.
minutes, go. You're at
Minutes.
the table, go.
Hello.
Susan.
Hey, Jay, we're at the table.
Yeah. Hey, Susan.
Jay, I'm not gonna sell the house any lower than that. I don't want to lose money.
No, wait a minute. He's
thought-
the seller, you're the agent.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, Jay, I know you bought the property 6 years ago and you certainly don't want to lose any money. But given the condition that we are in right now,
Yeah.
we cannot buy yesterday prices and sell it for today. So why don't you look at it this way? How long are you gonna willing to hold on to this property?
Well, till I get my value, you know, I'm just willing to. I'm looking for at least, you know, to get even. I've got paid 600,000 2 years ago, and maybe add your commission on top. If you can get me that, I'll be even. I'll be happy.
Okay, and what happened if we put the price the way you want it and it doesn't sell?
That's a great question. If it doesn't sell, maybe I should hold on. I don't know. I just want to get it sold though.
Okay, why
Alright,
do you
stop.
want?
All right, this may be where you're going. I'm not in my studio. So
Yeah.
first base is isolation and clarification. What's second base? Motivation. So
Yep.
that's where you're going, Susan. Go to
Yeah,
motivation.
that's where I'm going. So how come you're selling it?
How come I'm selling it? Yeah, because I'm not sure. I'm just thinking of maybe changing my job or relocating from Bay Area to San Diego. So I'm not sure right now. I better sell it off. It doesn't feel right out here.
So what is in San Diego? Are you looking for safety?
No, stop. No, she's in California. Anyway, when we ask a question, we don't fill in the blank. So
Okay.
what's taking to San Diego?
Got a minute and a half.
Okay. And so what's taking me to San Diego? I mean, yeah, maybe my new job and friends and family out there.
Okay, so once when you leave San Fran, there's nothing there for you other than San Diego, is that right?
That is right, but you know, I don't want to lose money. You think you can get me somewhere close to 650 or more?
I cannot guarantee what get you something close to 650. Are you looking to sell it fast or are you looking to see what the market is gonna dictate?
I don't want to give away my house. I mean, I've been here, paid money for that, top dollars for that. I don't want to give it away.
Right, we certainly don't want to give your house away. That's the reason why we're having this conversation. My question is, where do you want to see in the next 3 months from today when we put the house on the market? Do you want to sell it or do you want to keep on holding on to it and hoping that you're gonna get the right price?
Yeah, hoping I get the right price. Yeah, I want to sell it.
So are you willing to hold on to the next 3 to 6 months for the right price to come? And what happens if it doesn't?
I don't know. I really gonna get it sold, but I don't know right now.
Is that time, Lauren?
They got 20 seconds.
So, so you don't know what's gonna happen, but if the market doesn't improve and the way you want it, you're gonna end up losing more money each day. Are you willing to hold on to that?
I'm not losing money. I think my home didn't appreciate that much, so I'm not losing money per se. But if
Time.
All right. Let me land this plane for you. All right, so I'm going to take over really fast. Let me give you a couple of questions you guys can ask. One thing that, well, there's one piece missing in that conversation. And it may be more than one piece, but there's one big piece missing. Does anyone know what it is?
What's
I
the point
would've-
about the price?
Yeah, I mean, I would have said if we can agree to list it at that price today, would you move forward? And that probably would have gone into the fish conversation.
Yeah, the three outcomes, and that's the way, McCall, that I'll introduce you to that model, one day on how I take listings. However, this has already been on the market. It's an expired listing. It was listed at 660, right?
Fired, yeah, right.
And so, the piece that's missing is, oh, all right, let me just ask a couple questions. So, Jay, when you go to San Diego, are you going to be buying?
Yeah, initially I might rent, but I eventually want to buy it. Yeah.
Okay, so let me ask you this. You said you don't want to lose money, and you had it on the market at 660 and it didn't sell. Let me ask you a couple questions. One is, if you had a rash on your hand that was very itchy, it was unsightly, and it kept crawling, I mean, it kept growing up your arm, and your doctor gave you medicine to have it, get rid of it, and it didn't work, how long would you take the wrong medicine before you went to the right medicine?
Well, that's a good question. I would stop the wrong medicine immediately and look for something better.
So I'm going to give you another out. I'm giving you different avenues. Okay. So here's another one. So when you're looking for a home in San Diego, and there's a home there's a condo there you like, however, it's listed $60,000 more than everything else. You could buy the same condo or something similar for $60,000 less. What could the salesman say to you to cause you to pay $60,000 more than it was worth?
Well, I don't know. Maybe the condo has more upgrades or something. I don't know.
No, it's all the same.
Why would I pay?
So let me ask you another question. You're
Oh.
going down the street and there's 4 gas stations, one on every corner. And
Yeah.
one gas station has gas $1.50 more than everybody else. What would make you want to drive in there and buy that gas?
The one which has the cheapest gas cost.
No, the one, it's $1.50 more.
I would not pay $1.50 more. I'm going for the cheapest gas station if it's on the same street.
Well, how do you expect me to find a buyer that wants to pay more for your house than another house in the neighborhood?
Well, that's a good question. I do get it. I don't know. You told me you're gonna get me more than the neighborhood averages when you called up, and that's the reason I'm meeting you.
Well, if that's what you said, you've just painted yourself into a corner. So you have basically walked the plank and now you're sawing the board.
Yeah.
I don't think I would do that because now you made a promise you cannot keep. One more analogy on pricing, you guys, and you can use this. Who can give me the fishing in the parking lot one?
Fishing in the
Sandra? You could do this.
Are you talking the 3 outcomes? Is that what you're
I'm
talking?
I'm talking about, what would you say? Have you ever been fishing, Jay?
Yep.
Or maybe know someone who has?
Yes.
So what if you're driving down the road and you see someone in the Target parking lot
Mhm.
and they're out, they got a chair, they got their fishing pole and they've cast it. Now they've got their worm on the parking lot fishing. What would you think?
What are they thinking? They should get in the water soon.
Well, what's the probability they're going to catch a fish there?
Not.
0.
I mean,
So-
psycho.
They might catch a bird.
I mean, this is kind of funny, but this is what I want you guys to understand.
Right.
Listen, a lot of us work for Keller Williams, right? We got Keller on our sign, but we're not Helen Keller. We're not the miracle worker. So that seller is just like the person fishing on the parking lot. So that'll be you. And so you were attempting to go down the right road there, Cindy. So here's your choice. Keep the home or the condo or sell it. What do you choose to do?
I want to sell it. Yeah.
Then we have to put it where the fish are biting. Now, if the condo had not been on the market before, then okay, so you want I would figure out the net. Well, we need to sell it for at least 640. So let's
Mhm.
put it at that number, and one of 3 things will happen.
Mhm.
There you go.
So
Gotcha.
can I add on to that? I mean, there was one of the top producers I was working with back in Keller Williams, and he said to me, and it wasn't expired, let's say 650, expired 650. And you could go pretty much and say, well, the previous agent was trying to sell it at 650. Nothing happened. How do you think what I'm going to do now is going to make any difference? It's just going to waste of your time. This is what you want. And I think that's very direct. Like, how do you think that I'm going to do anything different? Gonna list the price at 650, the same price that you had it on 6 months ago or 3 months ago.
Well, if he thinks it was a lousy agent, you know, all right, so I'll tell you what, so we're gonna put I would take the tack that Lauren said a minute ago. If I agree at 650, are you ready to do business with me today? Yes. Okay, knuckle bump. Now that we've agreed to work together, can I tell you what's gonna happen next? Then I'm gonna go through the very popular 3 outcome sheet. And I'm gonna ask this question. I'll go back. How long if the market says no at 650, remember it's not you, it's the market. If the market says no at 650, how long are you going to be wrong before you want to get it right? And by the way, your condo's worth less every day. So I would find out, and I would take an overpriced listing if there's some motivation for them to get realistic with the market. But if they have no motivation,
Yeah.
you're practicing. I mean, unless you have a place for an open house, you're picking up buyers, but they have to have some level of motivation.
Got it.
So
I agree.
who is
Ideally-
next?
Yeah, ideally I would like to price it 599, but you're right. I mean, maybe take a high price listing and with the outcomes slightly reduce later. Thank you, Coach.
You bet, Jack.
Oh, Jay, on that note, you could say that, hey, you bought this house 2 years ago. You have a cake and eat it too, but you lived there for free. You lived there 2 years for free. Why do you want to even out?
Thank
So
you.
you might want to say that.
Good point.
I don't think I would say you can have your cake and eat it too. That would not fly down in the South, Susan.
Well, you would say banana pudding.
I have a question. So did you ask them if they had any offers that they declined?
They did not have any offers. Yeah, that's a great question.
They had no offers.
They had no offers.
Yeah.
So I mean,
That's
then you go back to
telling.
the 3 outcomes and you explain to them with no offers,
Mhm.
you know, that was either due to really bad marketing or being priced too high.
Right. Yep.
The latter being the more likely,
Price is we know that.
you know. So, and then the other thing that I've done in situations like I have a client right now that they just bought their house last year. They do not like the neighborhood. They want to get back to the country. And because they are buying,
Mhm.
we have offered a reduction on our side of the commission as long as we're under contract on the new home with them that help them stay whole. But that's a 1%. Actually, it was a 20% reduction on our 3%. So it's not even 1%. So
Gotcha.
anyway,
Got it. All right, we've got time for maybe 1 or 2 more. We can do lightning rounds where you can make outbound calls. Or you can any objection if you want me to handle it, want somebody else to handle it. Let's bring it up.
Denny, I have something. I have an unassisted seller, and he gave me a response the other day that I didn't really know how to address. He
Okay.
said that if his house doesn't sell, that he would just buy it himself. Like, what does that mean?
What is unassisted seller? Is it a FISBO?
Yeah,
yes.
sorry, yeah.
That's what we call for sale by owners.
Mhm.
Well, I don't know. Why didn't you ask him?
Great question, Denny. I will ask him that. I'll
I
get
don't
some more
understand it.
clarification on that. I'm gonna get
I
some
Alright.
more.
I have a scenario if nobody else has something
Go.
off the top of their head. So I went on an expired appointment, and it's actually the second appointment I've been on for 2 different listings from another agent in town who, by my opinion, has a bad habit of overpricing listings. She just wants to get the listing, so she'll list it for whatever the heck they feel like. And it turns out that the seller has had a long-standing partnership, like type relationship with this person. And so he's like super attached to using her. However, he is very motivated to sell his house, like needs to leave the area, wants to move on. Yet he's still so attached to using her, even though she clearly didn't get the job done. Based on my market analysis, she was overpriced by like 100 to 120K. So we're talking like a huge disparity in price. What's interesting is that he has continued to reach out to our OSA to then ask if we would partner and co-list with this other person.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, anyone want to handle that?
I love to give it a shot.
Jay, questions. All right. So you're on the phone. Or let's say you make an appointment. I would have an appointment with them. All right. So go. And Lauren, if you get the timer, that'd be great.
Okay, gotcha.
And so you go by McCall?
No, I'm assuming yeah, McCall, right? That's her name. You're at their kitchen table.
Gotcha. McCall, you put this home on sale earlier. Did you guys get any offer, or you didn't get any offer to your liking?
No offers.
No offer so far. So how long you think you can wait before you decide to make a sale for this property?
We want to sell as soon as possible.
Okay. Now we listed that what $800,000, and you said you did not get any offers of $800,000. Are you willing to take any offer? How about it? I mean, let's go where the fish are. Are you looking to make a price adjustment so that we can get it sold, get more people in the door?
I mean, we made one price adjustment at 20,000.
Okay. So let me ask you, McCall, once you sell this property, where are you planning to move to?
That's what I was waiting on.
Yeah, I was the same thing.
You've got to know their motivation.
I want to move back to Jacksonville.
Oh, you want to move to Jackson. Tell me more about that.
Well, unfortunately, I was a part of a business here for 30 years and was under the impression I would have the opportunity to purchase that business. And unfortunately, that got taken out from underneath me. I'm no longer working with the organization. So it's pretty much tarnished my relationships here, and I'm ready to move on and go back to where we lived previously.
Gotcha.
Okay, now just hang on to your train of thought. I want you guys now to pick up the emotion.
Mhm.
I know we can get very clinical sometimes, and I'm a D, and I'm probably guilty, like maybe Susan, of being a little bit not picking up on the emotion.
Yep.
So again, a mastery level, you're going to pick up on that emotion. What's really going through? So without them even saying it, how soon do you think they want to get out of there? How soon do you think they want to leave?
Pretty
ASAP.
soon.
Yes.
Immediately,
Yeah.
yesterday.
Yeah,
it's-
pretty soon.
It's kind of like you have to stay around your house after your breakup or something like that. It's just emotionally they're ready to get out. Okay. So
Mhm.
now the question I would ask, Jay, is okay, ideally,
Mhm.
McCall, when would you like to close this chapter? Notice I didn't say sell the house.
Mhm.
When would you like to close this chapter of your life?
As soon as possible.
Now, you had it on the market. For what price? Jay, you said 800. I don't remember hearing 800. Was it
I'm not
800?
sure you mentioned that. I just put a number.
What's it on the market for?
They started out at 740,
Mhm.
ended at 719.9, I think it was.
Okay.
I
And
don't think,
expired-
I think on a really, really good day, they'll get 650, but that's like if all the stars align.
Okay.
They're more likely to sell closer in the avenue of like 620.
All right. So,
Got a minute.
well, I just started. Okay. All right, Lauren. All right. So let me ask you then. So it didn't sell at 719. And now you want to go back with your other agent. Is that what you're telling me?
Yeah, I've just known her for 20 years. We work together. She's a very dear friend of ours.
I got it. And however, what's going through your mind, guys? We've talked about this before. Is she a full-time agent?
Yes.
Okay. And what does she say? What's her advice to you?
Her advice is that, we came off market, we're letting it refresh. Spring should be really hot. So if we come back on before spring, we'll probably get more attention and it should sell in spring market.
Okay. So if you were driving down the road and you saw a guy fishing in the Target parking lot, what would you think?
That'd be really strange.
Well.
Can I
guess-
ask a question?
Hang on,
can
let me make my statement first, because I don't want to like have that pause. Well, so do you mind if you asked me if I would co-list it with her, right? Is that what he said?
Yes.
Why do you want me to do that?
Because she just means so much to me. She helped us. It was on the market for 6 months. She's already invested time. I just want to make sure she's compensated and that we don't cut her out of the deal.
Well, I don't do this very often. However, based on this and we're kind of getting short on time. Well, Sandra, can I say, how would you like your cake and eat it too now?
No, my question would be, McCall, is it more about maintaining the relationship with this agent because it's a personal friend, or is it more about business? And what we could do
No,
is,
I asked you the question. Stop.
okay, stop. How,
You just
okay,
asked
stop.
it.
Yeah. Answer the question, McCall.
I just don't want to hurt her feelings. I can't stand the thought of letting her down and denying her the business.
So it is
What a-
more personal than it is business.
I appreciate loyalty. Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay.
What
That's
what
awesome.
about her letting you down?
Mm.
Mm.
What if it's a year from now, McCall, and it still hasn't sold? Then what?
Mhm. Yeah.
Ugh, that hurts. I literally have chest pain at the thought of still being here a year from now.
What if I
McCall,
could
what-
show? Go
Hang
ahead,
on.
Sandra.
I'll forget it because I'm old. McCall, how would it make you feel if we listed the property and paid your agent a referral fee? That way we can get your property sold and yet still help to keep her whole as well too. Would that
That
work
was a
for you?
cake and eat it. That was a
That
cake
was
and eat it
perfect.
too.
It was
Cake and
just
eat it too.
nicer than saying that.
How about
Taught me well,
Leah,
Denny. You've taught me well.
what about you let me help you get your house sold and then let her help you find your new home?
He's going to
She's
Jackson.
going to a different city.
Well, she can get a new license. You're not doing a very good job where she's at.
Oh,
You can say as well, not the
I don't know
20
where McCall's from to begin with. I didn't know if Jacksonville
Well,
was.
you can say the referral fee as well,
Mhm.
and she can take the referral fee for the new location. So that's 50% right there.
Well, I
But
feel
the other
good
thing-
that all the masters on here, that was their option because that's what we presented. And so at this point, the ball's just kind of in their court of like, do you actually want to sell or you want to sell it with her? I'm willing to pay her a 25% referral and, so anyways, well, I'm glad to know that that's what you guys would do too, so.
Yes,
So thank
yet on this though, that's always the last thing. We never offer that right up front. And
Oh,
and-
for sure,
and,
for
you-
sure.
and you were so adamant about not wanting to hurt her feelings, blah, blah, blah. And what's interesting about this guy, he must be a really good guy because he's got the rug pulled out for under him, yet he doesn't want to do that to somebody else. I think it's a pretty cool guy.
Mhm. Yeah. Yeah.
So are you
He's
gonna
clear-
put the house
yes,
on the
Yes,
market?
I agree. I think he's, I
Sorry.
think that it's going to come to that point. He's clearly motivated because he's reaching out to us. Still wanting help. He sees that we're the right people to sell it for him. He just cannot yet get over the relationship that he has with her. So
So are you gonna do it at 720 or 650?
650.
All right, well,
Because if you're gonna do 720, then you're not gonna be paid, nobody's gonna get paid, right?
Right.
No, I told him 650 was as high as I would be willing to test the market because we're still testing the market at 650. So
yeah. Yeah, next week you'll get in, probably hear one of my pricing conversations. But what's really interesting, you guys, when you're talking to an expired seller, and I'll close with this because it is Friday and it's probably happy hour somewhere.
Not yet.
An expired listing did not sell for one of two reasons. One is that the agent wasn't talking or the seller wasn't listening. And it could be both. It did not sell because it wasn't positioned properly. It wasn't because the furniture was not set up right, it wasn't staged right. It was about pricing. And the more skilled we get in being able to have conversations, because that's the last thing sellers want to adjust. They want to do anything other than that. The better we get with having pricing conversations, the more listings we're going to take. And McCall, you haven't seen our 3 outcome sheet yet. I'll make sure you get a copy of it. And most people on here, if you don't have a copy of it, you email me at coachdennygrimes@gmail.com, and I'm going to give you the most impactful listing form on the planet, totally free. And you can brand it and put it in your listing package, and you're right 100% of the time. So did anybody hear something today that they learned? Share your aha with everyone, and I'll let you guys go and enjoy your Friday.
What was the one that I had?
Denny, I think this is your QR code. If they can see it, they can scan it. I don't know.
Where is it? Oh,
On my
I just-
camera.
It's in
With the
his,
QR code.
there you go.
There you
Yeah,
go.
Paul, thank you. If you can
Well, I
scan
just don't,
that.
I think the big aha, I think it sucks that you're at the beach and we're all sitting
Not.
here in our offices. So enjoy it.
Yeah, but it's low tide there.
It is low tide.
Yeah.
That's a
I
pretty
mean-
realistic background, Denny.
Yeah.
I think
You got a
All right.
fan?
The big
Yeah,
aha
fan.
for me is, Susan, the thing is, you have to either be not necessarily aggressive, tell them what it is. If not, she's gonna realize the truth, and then she's gonna be mad at you for not telling her the truth. So
All right.
always tell the truth.
Susan, let us know how it goes. All right, guys, thanks for being on. Be careful out there. Love you, mean it. Knuckle bump.
Danny, see you.
Thanks, Denny.
Thank you, Coach. Yeah.